Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Minority Caucus. Ghana is in a very happy and jubilant mood because the Black Stars of Ghana have done very well and made us proud. But can same be said for the elections of 2012? Did our votes really count? Do we need change in this country? Tonight we're discussing Let Our Votes Count 2, Need for Change. And with me to do this discussion, I'm Mazu Moftano, PRO, North American Nasara Club. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks. And then we have Mahama Abdullahi, a member of the NPP communications team. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we've started once again. But just before we do that, there's been a lot of talk about the NPP's boycott of parliamentary sittings and parliamentary proceeding and whether it is a right or wrong and all of that. What we have to say as a party to all those who are concerned about this is very simple. That this is a principled position. This is a key position. This is a peaceful way of expressing our protest. Let those who do not understand principled positions continue to argue about them. But let me come to my guest in the studios and then give them about 2 minutes each to just give us our preliminary comments. Mama, how do you find Ghana today?
Thank you very much. And good evening to our listeners. We're happy. We have to congratulate the Black Stars, the management team, and everyone who made it possible for the victory. Winning the second match 1-0 was a difficult match, and then today's one was quite a performance. So I think we are all happy about the performance of the Black Stars, and we just say kudos to Asamoah and his team members, and we expect them that they should do well in the subsequent games, to the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and inshallah the finals, God willing. That's what I can say for now.
Okay, Mazu Muftani.
Once we are called a Ghanaian, you'll be a proud member of this country for having sailed through all the stages to where we are today. We are only hoping that our next match is going to be just a walkover as we did today. But coming back to your question, how do you feel today in Ghana? We of the MPP have with the belief that Ghana is not interested. It is not the Ghana we want to see, because our mandate, the people's mandate, the verdict the good people of Ghana has given to election 2012 was really stolen. I always and almost describe it as a stolen verdict. Once again, the chapter 2 of the stolen verdict has really come to play. But to the Black Star, I say kudos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's come back to that point because I find it very interesting. You're making very, seemingly salient arguments about the fact that Ghana is not interested in the verdict of people who are stolen. How do you know that?
In fact, this is a multi-million question that you ask. How do I know that? The verdict of the election 2012 clearly attests to what I'm saying today, because we are of the firm belief that 2012 election was conducted in most peaceful way. But people are normally confused when we say election was conducted peaceful, because we could not see any element of intimidation as it used to be with the NDC whenever they are presiding over elections. But this time around, it is very peaceful. But the credibility of the election is what we are contesting. We have incontrovertible evidence to prove to every single Ghanaian that the election was done in a way that really favored one candidate. So that is why we, the members of the MPP, are in court to protest it. And let no single Ghanaian get us wrong. The party has a certain principle. I was on a station when people are saying, oh, MPP, when electoral results do not go in your favor, you are crying foul. No. Nana, let people understand that Ghana democracy has grown from strength to strength, and our court action is going to give credence. Majority of African countries where we have electoral dispute will take political tutorials from us. We have luxury of alternative to adopt, but we decided that, you know what, in order to give Ghana the credence that it deserves as the best or a beacon of democracy in sub-Sahara West Africa, we adopted to the legal way. And it is the constitution of this country that we, the members of the MPP and our leadership, are giving meaning to it. Article 64 is unambiguous on this. It has stated in no uncertain terms, any aggrieved party who is not satisfied about the electoral conduct should head to court. I don't see why people should be angry, why people should be, chastising members of the MPP for embarking on a legitimate cause.
Okay, so if I get you right,
all right,
the point you are trying to make is that you are sure that the credibility of this election is questionable because we have found incontrovertible evidence that supports our statement. Let's come to Abdullah. Do you agree with him on that? Do you think that the 2012 elections really were not credible? And what are your reasons?
No, I think that the elections were not credible. In the sense that if you listen to the Baume's presentation and the evidence that we gathered, no one who has evidence to that nature would say that the MPP is going to court without any evidence. If you have polling stations where the returning officer didn't sign, you have overvoting in some areas, you have a lot of electoral deficiencies. So if we are presenting an issue to court, what is the beef of the NDC? Why are you complaining? If you think that we are sending chaff to the Supreme Court, we think that we are doing the right thing. If you think we have no business, you don't have to follow us.
But you see, in playing the devil's advocate here, they say that we are only embarking on this exercise just to let our supporters have that little bit of hope, and that there's a leadership crisis in the NPP, and so we are doing all of this to keep our supporters calm. Let's start with Mahama.
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is not a small man. At his age and his experience, what is it that he wants to gain by doing that? Throwing dust into the air. You know one thing, the difference between NDC and MPP? We do a lot of research. We don't just pick whatever our leaders give to us. When they give us any information, we go on the net. Personally, when we were coming here, we did some research about what transpired before we went to court. And if you are sitting in the house and just want to listen to a radio program and take all the propaganda that your leaders will be giving out, you have problems. You understand? So we don't think that Nana Akufo-Addo, in his own sense, in his right sense, will just throw that in just because he wants to win the sympathy of supporters. No, absolutely not.
Mazu, same thing to you. Then certain elements within the NDC seem to believe that all of this is a hoax. They call it a 419 case. They call it so many names. They say our documents are fraudulent, they are fraud, and that we are only trying to keep our supporters down. What do you say to that?
Nana, did you expect the NDC to come out with any good adjective describing the members of the MPP and its leadership? Certainly no. That is exactly what goes there. Now, the first issue, we had people, the pundits of the NDC, were hopping from one FM station to another television station, from one television station to another FM station, saying that we have no locus to send the president to court. That is the first argument. Now, the president responded to the petition that we presented to the Supreme Court. You see a flawed argument there. Now, definitely, they will try to paint the picture as if indeed NDC has a leadership crisis. Let's put that one aside. We haven't even come to that. All members of the NPP, with exception of the deviant members, any member who do not believe in the legitimacy of our court case is described by Mahazu Muftau as a deviant MPP member. Now, what we are embarking upon, I stated it, it is a constitutional injunction. Let nobody tell me that what we are doing is needless. We've gone to court. If you are telling us that the evidence that we have is chaff, I mean, let the court decide. Now, NDC members are panicking. That is why from Paga to Accra here, you don't see any member of the NDC jubilating.
Okay, so I'll allow you to hold on at this particular
All right.
point in time, and then I'll take my first break and come back. We are discussing the need for change aftermath of election 2012. Please stay tuned.
Team or whatever of the president to start responding to the decision. Are they going to bring any additional evidence? Because this sheet I have here is a response from to the Supreme Court. And if you look at their response, number 25, They said Brekun West constituency, which has 44 polling stations, declaration forms for 45 polling stations were presented. And in Tamale Yendi constituency, 93 polling stations, they declared 96. So if MPP is saying that we have ghost polling stations, is this response not buttressing the fact that MPP has a case? So they're just joking. When we meet at the law courts, we'll see how and when these issues will be addressed. Okay. I don't think our every day in and out, I talk to my people around, the old men, the old ladies who are not privy to the information that we don't know whether we are going to win or not. We just tell them, just exercise patience. We are going to win, and inshallah, when these issues are brought to the bear of the Supreme Court, you can't go past this evidence. I don't think so.
You can't go past that evidence. I don't think so. Okay. So now let's address our mind to this particular troublesome subject on the issue of the appointments that have been made so far by the president. First of all, there's this notion, niggling in the minds of some people, that the president has been sworn in, a status quo has been established, nothing can be done about it.
Well, Nana, I mean, that is elusive thinking born by the NDC members. We've seen countries where presidents or governors or ministers have been sworn in out of an electoral victory, where they presented a case to court and the verdict changed.
Ukraine is an example.
Thailand is an example.
Numerous others.
Nigeria.
Even right here in Nigeria.
You understand? So we've seen it all over the country. So I mean, we are not in any argument, in any debate with the pundits of the NDC. We are holding our brief until we go to the Supreme Court. Now that the substantive case is going to be discussed, even in a matter, tomorrow, right? We'll be going to court tomorrow. Now, people, our teaming supporters are of the view that now that the issue has gone 3 against 6, it means that we are gradually losing the... No. People should be, they should know that NDC joined in the case. It's just a non-starter. It does not change anything. When they join, they are not going to add anything new beside what the team of John Mahama has. NDC is not going to present anything. Now that they've been allowed to come to the court, they should come. This is where we are going to really... The legal battle is really going to be interesting at this moment. People view that the first verdict against the joinder motion was 6 against 3. So eventually, when the case even becomes so tough, it's going to go the same way. No, court case does not go that way. And people who are still in doubt about the victory of the MPP so far as this legal battle is concerned, they should just go relax, take water. Nana Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the members of the MPP, this is one thing that people should understand, Nana. If this court case does not go in our favor, we will call John Mahama and congratulate him. This is the principle that the MPP is having. You cannot call in to congratulate somebody whose legitimacy to the throne is in doubt. This is the principle that the MPP stood for.
And we're standing by our principles.
We are standing by our principle. That is even why we have decided not to participate in so many activities of the government, because any attempt by any member of the MPP participate in any activity that legitimizes President Mahama means that he has gone contrary to the principle.
Like parliamentary boycott, there's been a lot of backlash. Ghana Bar Association says they don't understand the matters. Afaga say they don't understand the matters. Really, how do you make sense of all of that?
Have they not been able to raise the caucus? When we are part of the quorum,
yeah,
sure. I think they need 14. The last time they started with a verdict, it
was 12 actually. They actually need 7 to form a quorum.
Sure, then they said 9.
Yeah,
and they said before they started, the chairman asked the ranking member, and he said there are 14 members. I mean that without the MPP, they could have still gone ahead and then do what we will have our say. They will have their way.
Yeah.
So are they saying that without the MPP being part of the vetting committee, they can't present credible nominated ministers by the president to run the affairs of the country?
Maybe.
I don't know. Because if you read the book of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he made mention of the fact that in one, I don't remember the page anyway, but his lack of the ability to decide on issues.
It was the last page.
Yeah, we have issues with some nominations that have even been withdrawn prior to even getting to the parliament. Do you see what we are heading towards? You nominate people, they have not even gone for vetting, and they're already withdrawn. They are reshuffling within the nominated members. It's amazing.
Okay. Now, it has been said that there's a need for change. I look at it from the point of view that this administration, the NDC administration, is the single administration that has gotten the most resources in this country. Sadly, we are of the view that they have very little to show for it. Aside all of this, the credibility of the government is at stake. Is that enough basis to ask for a change in the economic conditions of the people of Ghana?
Exactly so. I mean, if a government is performing, there's no need for you to change it. Any government that performs creditably, there's no need for you to call for its change, unless, of course, you are looking for the backward, movement of that country. So a call for change means that there is lack of clarity, there is lack of efficiency, there's lack of, adequate people who will supply adequate and prudent policy for the government. We are calling for change because when you look at the NDC government, from Kwame Nkrumah to date, we've never had a government that is blessed than them. But this is the worst government ever in the history of democracy in our country. So? You know what? Look at the debt burden of our country, the debt burden of our country. Kwame Nkrumah to Kufuor never accumulated a bed than just the 4 administration of mills.
But they say that, our debt sustainability is around 44% and we've not gotten to HIPC yet.
It is laughable. I remember in the IEE debate of the vice presidential, or candidates. The current vice president is surprising. Even 1,100 students of economics will know that there is a relationship between inflation and interest rate. This is a knowledge that is, at the rudiment of every economic student. Now, we have a government that goes on self-quantification about the achievement or the goals it has scored in the microeconomic variables. When ordinary people, market women, even workers are crying. This is the government that has gotten oil. Now, could you believe that Ghanaians are still struggling to get their daily bread? We should have even go beyond this.
But supposedly, this is a better Ghana. This is developed. They claim to have built 1,700 schools under trees, distributed 120 million exercise books, and they say that those of us who complain about it, we don't have access to see, perhaps, what's the president will live in space.
Exactly. So, I don't expect NDC to tell us that we are experiencing a bitter Ghana. But in the dictionary of the MPP, we know very well that we are experiencing a bitter Ghana. You are giving a self-pity about the achievement of microeconomic variables when government subvention is in serious arrears. We have people who have graduated from teacher training college. They are in the field working, but their salary have not been paid. We have series of issues to tell Ghanaians that we really need a change. But unfortunately, the government of the NDC succeeded in stealing the verdict of Ghanaian using only 3 policy.
Okay, so we'll come to that in a minute.
No problem.
But Mahama, I want you to take your chance on all of these factors. Is there a need for change, looking at the conditions in the country?
The issue has to be very simple. One, lights out. The doomso, the promises that we had from October, November, December 15th, 24th December, 1st January, where are we heading towards as a country?
Now they say that it's due to a bad financial state of VRA.
What bad financial state of VRA? If we had the problem that we had in the NDC when our water from 275 was up to like 245 or 244, they would have just shifted the blame to the Akosombo Dam. Now, by the grace of God, we have excess water. flowing to the extent that we have to even go and then go lower the water below the brim line. So what is the government of the NDC telling us with regards to the gas pipeline issues with? It's just unpardonable. Look, in 2009, I moved to a certain village to stay to do some job. We used to buy ideal milk, the carton, 13 cedis. 2009. Now it's 33 cedis. The same.
Single digit
13
inflation.
cedis to 33 cedis now.
But that's single digit inflation.
You have that one, the lights out, the taxes that we are collecting from the toll is about 1,200%. If you want to use the old currency, it was 800 old cedis to 10,000, not 1,000, not 2,000, not 3,000, to 10,000 cedis. Look, as my brother was saying some few minutes ago, no government from the time of Nkrumah to date has ever been blessed like the NDC government. So I seriously think that Ghanaians voted for the NPP. Even if they are contesting that we are just having some charge that we are presenting to the Supreme Court. The BKK slogan can't fetch you the free schools or the free school fees that Nana Abidjan Kwaku wanted to do. Are you saying that any Ghanaian in his right sense would vote for the BKK as against free education? I'm sorry.
That is totally and purely a matter of choice. But for us at Minority Caucus, we think that the critical decisions that have to be made are being made, and we'll take advantage of whatever opportunities that we get to express those opinions. I'll take another break at this point and come back to continue with the discussion. No problem. Welcome back to Minority Caucus. My name is Nana Kofi Opon Damwa, and I have been holding this particular discussion or show with Mazum of Tano, PRO North American Nasara Club, and Mahama Abdullah, a member of the NPP communications team. Just to recap for you, we've been discussing the need for change after the 2012 elections, which the credibility of which, have been challenged by more than 5 political parties in Ghana. Really, is there the need for change? There are two sides to every argument, two sides to every coin. The NDC says that no, yes, there are irregularities, but irregularities have been in every election. We should let the matters go. The NPP, my political party, our political party, is saying that no, the credibility of the elections is important to all of us. The votes of the people must count. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Equality before the law are the central tenets for our democracy, and so apply the laws evenly. We've gone to the Supreme Court. Now we've heard of the Let My Vote Count Alliance. Really, what is the entire Let My Vote thing about, and why are we doing this? And is it important for such a movement such as this? Mahama, Let My Vote Count claims that they are educating the people of Ghana on exactly what went wrong in the 2012 elections. Some are of the opinion that, oh, you've gone to court, leave it there. Is Let My Vote Count necessary?
It is. It is because day in and day out, when you drive through the principal street of wherever you are, those who don't have the chance or the opportunity to have data or documents about what is happening will ask you the question, what are we doing? Are we having any headway? Are we having any breakthrough? So I think that when you send a case to court, the next thing you have to do is to make sure that you educate the people on the grounds. When the whole environment is quiet, people seem to, like an ordinary human being. When you take a case and then maybe the first few days, there's agitation and everything starts going down. If you don't tell the people that this is what we are doing, step 1 to step 2 to step 3, we are not breaking any rules or regulations of the country. We are supposed to educate our people. And I hear the NDC say that we are trying to say some people's vote should count and they shouldn't. Can you tell me that if you are 18 and you don't go through the process of registration, you can just wake up on the day of election and just go and vote? Because if you want to be a law-abiding citizen, there are rules and regulations. Day one, if I'm 18, I have to go through the process. Day two, go through the biometric verification. And day three, on the day of election, you go and vote. So if you tell me that we are trying to disenfranchise others because they voted and it was not counted, or we are trying to invalidate their vote, the Constitution states clear that a voter shall undergo a biometric verification process.
32.
So if you don't go through that, common sense, you are not to be held responsible for somebody's negligence or inability to go through that. In any case, on the day of the election, the commander of the Northern Command, he couldn't vote. Joe, if I was listening to live, he went through he did several times, and because the machine couldn't verify him, he couldn't vote. In any case, why would the Constitution allow for another day that in case...
That's CI-75.
Sure, in case you are not able to vote today or the machine goes off, the EC has the chance to allow those people to come the next morning or the next day and then cast their ballots. So if these are all part of the Constitution, then I don't know where the NDC stand to gain in this argument.
Okay, Moftano, very good arguments he has raised. Are they critical? Are they necessary? The argument is that yes, all of what we speak of is true. They are there. But irregularities are in every election. It's just one of those things. Why don't we just let it go?
Why do we have to let it go? We have stolen our democracy from the Western world. Let anybody, or let it be on records. That was 2000 election in United States. The verdict of the election was taken to court. We had it. John Kerry and Bush. It was taken to court.
It was Al Gore.
Al Gore, sorry. It was taken to court. So if we are saying that we want to give our democracy a meaning by taking things that we feel the verdict of the people was stolen to the legitimate house for the final arbiter to arbitrate it, have we gone contrary to any ethics of a democracy? Now, let's look at it. Let my vote count. It is established to just educate the Ghanaian electorate about the need to insist on their vote and to tell people that there's the need for us to give unalloyed education to the Ghanaian publics who are a little bit illiterate to understand that we should not allow any process of justice to be sacrificed under the pretense of peace. You hear people are calling for, Ghana dear yepe asundwe. Who in Ghana doesn't like peace? There's nobody here. I mean, we don't have any country to go. When this country is thrown apart, we have no any other country to go. And whether you are MPP, you are NDC, wherever you go, Ghanaians are held high. For instance, go to, United States and tell people that you are from Ghana. The white man just want to even swallow you. There's a business that we do. Some Africans are doing that business. It is called a sightseeing tour. When you stand with any neighboring countries, Nigeria, Togo, or something like that, people are rushing to come to you because of the credibility. And this credibility is not built by NDC. It is not built by MPP. It is the collaboration of the people of Ghana that gave birth to this credibility. Now, if that credibility is in question, where do we have to head towards? We have to go to the court because it is the final arbiter. People want to sacrifice just peace. We want peace. For that matter, we should not press it. We are not looking for any trouble. Nana Addo Dankwa is not looking for any trouble. Remember, this gentleman has been in the realms of democracy at the age of 33.
Let me put you on the spot.
All right, put me on the spot and let me see.
Peace before justice, justice before peace.
Which one do you want to?
Okay, some people say that peace is much more important. So even if we are being robbed, we should just let it go for peace sake. Others say that if we have been robbed, yes, we are using peaceful means, but we demand justice. Which one is more important?
No, listen, they should understand something. Any place on earth where people are denying justice, there will not be peace. So it is justice before peace. When you try to turn around the table, that is where a country, wherever you see people crying fouls in democracy, what have you, they rather sacrifice justice in place of peace. Sure. So we should be looking first and foremost, justice before peace. You can't tell me that you robbed me and you want me to just remain silent because for the sake of peace. We don't do things like that.
Okay. Now, I'll come to Muhammad Abdullahi on some of these matters as well. I have heard several people make the arguments that the NPP should be punished by the electorate of Ghana for boycotting parliamentary sittings, that the NPP is at variance with the wishes of the electorate of the people of Ghana. What are your opinions on that?
Are the Ghanaians not enjoying the free national health insurance?
Yeah, they are.
They are. And that one is on record. The president of the land was among the NDC members who boycotted when that issue was in parliament. Once that law was passed, every Ghanaian is enjoying that benefit. So, are we doing anything against the laws of the country? No. So, I think that any just Ghanaian, someone who wants, if you are in a community and you see that your leader is just, there's peace. If you doubt the justice of your leader, you can never trust the verdict that you come out with. So in trying to answer the question that you put my brother on the spot, you need a justice leader to ensure that there's peace wherever they are. So the electorates are wide awake, they are listening. That is the reason why we are having these programs on our various networks, moving from community to community, educating the Ghanaian why we are in court and why we are tolerating whatever is happening and why we are following the law to the letter.
Okay, now this is just a promise that we're making to our viewers out there. Soon and very soon, we're going to have a show where you call in, ask us what your questions are, what's boggling your mind, and we'll answer it. Soon and very soon, not this particular show anyway, but soon and very soon, somewhere very, very soon, immediately all the necessary logistics are in place. Write all your questions down. We'll invite you and ask you to tell us what is on your mind, what is bothering you, and we'll answer all of them. One thing, however, is for sure, all what they say, trust me, are lies. All of what it is that the NDC has sought to put out there in the public domain is nothing but unnecessary falsehoods. Gentlemen, thank you very much for a good show. Now I'll give you 2 minutes each to wrap up. Tell the people of Ghana, tell the members of the NPP, tell those who feel that their votes are lost what they want to hear.
Yeah, before I go to that, I mean, the question you asked Muhammad about the boycott, I don't really understand where the NDC is coming from. Boycott, heckling are part of parliamentary democracy. They are part of multi-party democracy. We have accepted multi-partyism. So for that matter, anything that has to do with parliamentary democracy should not be termed as people are trying to undermine the integrity of our system. You remember, E.T. Mensah, when he was invited by the BIE, or what, how do you call it? BNI. Good. NDC embarked on boycott for more than 5 days. There has not been a history of a political party that has embarked on parliamentary boycott than the NDC. There was a time in the history of our country where they embarked 13 undiluted political days in this country. We've seen it. Okay. So I don't understand why they are saying MPP is not even boycotting parliament. We are saying that we are not going to give credence to the nominees of the president.
Okay, as you wrap up.
Now, what was your question?
I am saying that just tell the people of Ghana what it is that they want to hear. You have 30 seconds.
What is it that they want to
hear? What is it that you have to tell them?
Well, for Ghanaians, what I have to tell them is that they should remain vigilant. One, and then the members of the NPP who are a little bit, dissatisfied about the outcome of the court, just tell them that there's a proverb in Dagbani that the preliminary stages of a testis will indicate that it is going to develop into hernia. But in this, our case, that proverb is really questionable. We don't hold to that particular proverb.
Thank you very much, Muftar. Abdullah, tell us.
I would like to tell all Ghanaians watching this program, especially my folks, my friends, the Caucus South, and the whole country, that we should just be calm. The leader of our party is calm. So we should just emulate the leader, follow his footsteps, and then make sure that we put our ears closer to our radio and listen to our members as and when they discuss issues.
Okay.
And then we should try as much as possible to go closer to those that we think that are a bit enlightened about what is happening, so they can brief them from time, so that they will come. Because a lot of people, when they see you, my BP is going high, I don't know what is happening.
Okay.
So we'll try as much as possible to listen to them, and then we'll educate our people as and when necessary. But hey, we are not losing this case.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much to Mazoom of Tano PRO North American, Nasara Club, and Mahama Abdullahi, member of the NPP communications team. This has been Minority Caucus. We say good job, well done to the cameramen, to the directors, to the crew, to the production crew, and everybody else, and to you, the viewer, as well. The battle remains the Lord's. We are here. We'll continue the fight for you. My name is Nanako Fiopondama. See you again on Wednesday.